let's take this from a secular standpoint, and let's use this as our springboard. Okay, you have no God in the picture, at least the God in the traditional Judeo-Christian framing.
Right.
This like entity, this agent that exists outside of space and time, that is the creator of everything, the prime mover. The beginning of space, spatial temporal reality as we know it. Given that as a starting point, if there is no God, does morality make sense?
I'm sorry if this seems like dodging the question. So in general, it's a really hard question whether morality makes sense. So, and conditional on there being no God, that's just a special case of that question. So I'm not going to pretend there's like a super easy answer to that. But I think the most important thing to realize first is I don't think God is something that could make morality make sense. So for example, let's say you think that we need God for morality because moral actions are just the ones that God commands you to do. Well, then we would have to show that like I ought to follow God's commands. And that's going to be just as hard as, sort of just showing in the first place, like I ought not to, kill people for fun or something.
It seems like a divine command theory, this idea that you need God and potentially a threat of or else to ground morality is based in essentially hedonism, right? Where if you don't have God, the issue is, okay, if God doesn't exist and you're not doing a moral action, so what? Who cares? Well, when there's a God, you get cast into hell and you burn and your flesh is on fire for all of eternity. You want to avoid that, right? Don't you? You have good reason to avoid that, but that seems to assume a sort of hedonistic frame.
Right. And so, personally, if all I did was I show you that like, hey, the world is in fact in such a way that if you like do horrible things, then you'll suffer horrible consequences. I wouldn't take that to be like providing a foundation for morality. It would be sort of if I said like, oh yeah, the reason you shouldn't kill people is because you'll go to jail and that'll suck. So if that were the explanation I offered to somebody, then an onlooker might say like, okay, yeah, it's good if that convinces them not to kill people, but you're just showing it like that it's in their self-interest not to do so. You're not showing them that they have an obligation to not kill people.